Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the podcast where Kelly's hair finally looks shorter to me.
Yeah, I cut it what?
Weeks ago. I
Weeks
think like
ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe three at this point. And only today did he say that my hair looks shorter.
hmm
When maybe it's grown maybe a little bit because my hair grows really fast. But like
I think she's lying. I think she cut some split ends or something. It
I
looks a little
don't.
shorter.
I don't.
How
Your
was your
powers
week,
of
Kelly?
observation are amazing.
Yep, especially mine.
My week was actually pretty good. Um, I started How to Get Away with Murder. I am a
Yay.
couple years late,
Just a couple.
but that's okay.
It only ended like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's fine. I've also started watching Scandal at the same time because Jordan said I have to watch. Well, he said to watch Scandal first
hmm
and then do How to Get Away with Murder, but I was impatient, so I watched one episode of How to Get Away with Murder and one episode of Scandal.
Weird, but okay.
Yeah. So, because I was impatient, I wanted to start How to Get Away with Murder, and then you're like, wait a minute, you got to start Scandal. And I'm like, but I just started.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's a system that will figure itself out.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
Which one are you liking better so far?
I think maybe it might be How to Get Away with Murder started, but I think I like Scandal.
Mm. I also overall like Scandal better.
Yeah.
I think How to Get Away with Murder has some very strong seasons and some very strong episodes, but
Mm-hmm.
overall I think Scandal is better.
Yeah, I'm just getting the vibe that Scandal might be the better show.
hmm
Because How to Get Away with Murder is pretty interesting, like the first two episodes, but I feel like I engaged more with Scandal.
Yeah, Scandal has more shock value,
Yeah. And I feel like,
especially once we get towards those like middle seasons. Oh, girl,
ooh,
you in for some shocking stuff.
ooh, I'm ready, honestly. I'm so ready.
Enjoy, enjoy.
I will. I will be giving updates as I move along.
hmm
But yeah, that was me. I think that was like the most exciting thing I did this week. It's exciting because I never start new shows. I am a creature of habit and I like to watch things that I know.
See, and I'm over here pining for new material, and you never watch anything
Oh
new.
yeah, I don't. So
I'm
this is a
sitting
big
here,
step for me.
I'm sitting here forcing myself to watch stuff I don't even really want to watch, so so I can have some new information going into my head.
Right.
And you're like, let's rewatch Friends again. Which, by the way, if you're gonna rewatch Friends, go watch Living Single instead. It's better.
Is it?
It's the original. Watch that instead. It's funnier.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
My exciting life.
I had a very long week. A
Yeah,
lot
you did.
happened. First off, I started my new job this week.
Yay.
It started off terribly, and it just went terribly, like
Yeah.
the entire time. So I never got my work computer. So I was like, okay, that's fine for the first day.
Yeah.
Like I just had to do like online training, so I'll just do that.
Hmm.
And so I did my online trainings, and like by the end of the day, I was like almost done with all of them. And so I went to go email my manager and be like, hey, what do you want me to do after I'm done with all the online trainings?
Right.
I emailed him, immediately got a message back saying that he was out on leave until June 4th.
Terrible.
And when I started, that was 3 weeks away. By the
Yeah.
time you're listening to this, it probably is June 4th.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, I was like, what do you mean you're gone for 3 weeks? What? I was so confused. And so I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do. And so
Right.
I emailed like my HR person. I was like, who do I get in contact with? And then she didn't like email back until like after like the day was done. It was like after 5. And so I was obviously already offline.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the next day, she like I saw the email thread and she like linked someone in it. He didn't respond that day.
Jeez.
And so I emailed him the next day. And then he was like, cool. What type of laptop were you supposed to get? And I was like, I'm new. Like, I don't know.
You're like, what, do I get to choose? Because I wasn't told.
And so I just sent him what it said in like so like a week or two before I was supposed to start, the IT department and my boss like had like a thread that they had me in. And so I just like sent that to him. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I just sent what it said in there to him. And then another day went by. Now it's Thursday. I have nothing to do at this point. Like absolutely nothing. So I'm literally just watching TV and like moving my mouse around to make it look like I'm online. And then also on Thursday I had a like a meeting. All the new hires and our business partner had a meeting, our HR person. And so me and this guy were like, hey, we're having these problems. They were all the same problems. Like we didn't know what to do. We didn't know who to contact. We didn't have our laptops. Also, we couldn't enter our time into like the time system. And I'd already like emailed like the people I was supposed to email to do that like the day before, and no one had emailed me back. And I was like, this time is due tomorrow. Like, help us out. And she did. She helped us out. I don't know what she did, but our time was able to be put in by Friday morning. So I was like, cool.
Right. At least that's one thing good.
So at least I got paid.
Yeah.
At least I'm getting paid.
That's what's important.
That's what's important. And so yeah, fun times. Really, and for me as a what I like to say A minus B plus type personality, this is so much fun. I love no structure.
Of course.
It doesn't freak me out at all. Like even my mom was like, just calm down, everything will be figured out. I'm like, no.
You're like, but it's not actually.
I like structure. I like documentation. I like being known what I am doing at every hour of work. I don't like this up in the air shit. I don't like it.
If this is the man who will send the group chat a Excel sheet with number breakdowns for vacations and a questionnaire from Google on where we would like to go on this trip, this is definitely not flying.
No.
Even
with this podcast, literally I have to edit the second we're done recording. Like I do not wait to edit. No, as soon as we're done recording, I pick up my computer and I start editing. Like I do not play.
Procrastination is not the name of the game.
No. I used to procrastinate with homework in high school and that would freak me out. And so I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah. He breaks out in hives. He gets hot sweats. It's a whole deal.
It's not for me. But this weekend has been great because my mom and my sister went to LA because my sister had a basketball tournament or something.
Wow.
I don't know. I wasn't really listening. It's been great. I love it. I love being home alone.
The peace.
My favorite thing to do is be home alone. So yeah, I've just been like in the living room watching movies. So I'm going to tell you what movies I watched.
Okay.
I've been playing with the dogs. I've been walking around. Oh, I have a story.
Okay.
I have a story. Kelley already knows the story, but I'm going to tell you. So
yes,
on Thursday, the night before my mom and my sister were going to leave, my mom was like, can you move your car so that my car can be closer because I need to like clean it out or something. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so I run out and I am wearing 5-inch inseam shorts. So I think I'm just
Hoochie Daddy shorts.
So I think I'm just gonna run into my car, move my car around. She would move her car, and then it would all be set. And then I just run back into the house. So I move my car. My mom comes downstairs. Um, the old lady who lives across the street comes out, and her and my mom start just conversing in the middle of the street. And I'm
Yeah.
like, move your car. Like I am wearing hoochie daddy shorts.
Yes, my
Like
ass is hanging
my
out.
ass is out. Kelly, do you want to see what these? I'm literally wearing another pair of
Yes.
them right
Oh
now.
my gosh, show me the shorts.
Okay.
Show me the shorts.
Let me like not die.
Yeah.
I stand on this chair.
Oh my gosh, certified hoochie daddy shorts.
Look at all this ass that's out. Like
Bruh,
I
what you doing out there with all this ass?
so literally I like my mom moved my car and then moved her car finally. It took like 10 minutes. And then when I got out of the car, the woman was outside and I was still wearing these shorts. I literally ran up the stairs and that probably didn't help
No.
because my ass was probably going bump, 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 bump.
Exactly. Exactly. And because you're going upstairs, the shorts right up a little bit.
Yep. And as I was going down the stairs, her husband drove up. I was like, oh my gosh, now two people have seen these shorts. These are my house shorts. These are the shorts I wear in the house.
Yeah.
I have longer shorts for when I go outside. I do not.
Yeah. These are not for the public.
No, I do not like my ass hanging out at this level. So yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some good and bad. Let's go to like my movies this week.
Okay, let's move on.
We know I love to watch movies. So
Yes.
these two movies I actually watched last week, but we didn't record this last week. So
No.
um I watched The Lost City.
I still
And
want to see that.
I think it's a modern day classic. It was fun. It was fun.
Yay.
Thank you, Sandra, for giving us a good rom-com.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I had fun. Loved Brad Pitt in the movie. Hilarious. He obviously filmed all his scenes in like a week, maybe.
Really?
But they used him up well. They were like,
Good for them.
we're gonna use you for every second you're here. And they did.
We're gonna milk this for
Yeah,
as
we're
much
gonna
as we
milk
need.
this. Like we probably gave you like $500,000 salary. Like we're gonna use you.
Right.
And then I also watched a movie with Jessica Chastain called Ava, and it was very bad. It was very cheap. The story was kind of all over the place. I don't understand why they were trying to kill her. It was just all around bad. And then at the end of the movie, it didn't make any sense either.
Oh.
So I was just like, Jessica Chastain, you have more movies in the bad category than in the good. We need to work on that.
I never even heard of this movie, and it came out.
It's on Netflix. It was
2 years ago.
Pretty bad, I must say.
Oh, geez.
But she keeps trying to do these like thriller spy movies, and it never works out. Because I also watched the 355 like a couple of months ago, and that was bad. So.
355.
It has her, Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the one with like a bunch of badasses.
Yeah,
right.
It's not great. So,
yeah,
because
it looked really good. All like the trailers.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't, but it's fine.
Yeah, that is the movie that looks really.
And the
good.
Trailer kind of gave away the.
Oh no! Did it show all the good parts?
The twist. It kind of gave it away. So yeah. You can skip both of those Jessica Chastain movies, y'all.
Darn, sorry,
Just
Jessica. I mean, the cast looks cool.
Yeah, good cast.
Yeah.
Were they used well? Did they have a quality script? No. So it's fine. It's fine. We'll gloss over it because I also have to talk about the movies I watched this weekend. I watched all of the Fantastic Four movies, all of them.
And when he says all of them, he means even the new one.
Even the new one. Yeah. So let's talk about the original like double feature one. Ahead of its time. The first one is kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie, the first one's kind of bad. It's kind of cheap.
Yeah.
but they made it up for it in the second one.
They really did.
They really did. Was the story all there? No.
No.
But I'll
It
let
didn't
that go.
matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie.
That's what matters.
I had fun watching Silver Surfer.
And
Really good.
he looked so good.
Yes. Did Jessica Alba look good? No. Those contacts they had her wear were awful. They were too blue.
That was a choice.
And then, was she wearing a wig? It looked like a wig. It looked like a wig. Was she wearing a wig? It looked like a wig.
I want to believe she was.
It looked bad. And also it looked like they had like different wigs for different hairstyles, and I laughed every single time. Like when her hair was up in a bun, it looked like a different like color slightly than when it was like down.
Yeah.
I had to laugh. So yeah. But yeah, even like everything about these movies was better than what I'm about to talk about.
Yeesh. Yeah.
So yeah, I watched I think it's 2017 Fantastic Four.
That sounds right.
With Miles Teller, one of those Rooney sisters. I
2015.
Can't remember if it's Mara or
Mara.
Cool. And Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. Truly awful. They didn't get their powers until halfway through the movie.
Yikes.
And they didn't start using their powers until like the movie was almost over.
Wait, they're in an alternate universe?
Yeah, that's what I told you about.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I think it's a planet. But I think it's a different planet. They kept calling it a planet.
Because I wanted to look up the Rotten Tomatoes score, and like I can see the plot here, and it said transported to an alternate universe.
They called it a different planet.
Okay.
I may have not been paying attention that well, but I distinctly remember them calling it a different planet. It could have been a different universe, but they called it a different planet. Yeah, the way I'm also going to spoil some stuff here. Sorry, but you shouldn't watch it anyway. So when they get their powers, they have to wear these suits to contain their powers. Otherwise, their powers go all wonky. So they're always in their suits.
It's a container.
It's terrible. Like if Johnny isn't in his suit, he's constantly on fire. If Sue isn't in her suit, she's constantly invisible. If Reed isn't in his suit, he's like jello the entire time. Like he can sort of move his body, but like it's all wimpy. It's bad. The only person who doesn't have to wear a suit is the thing. And he is naked the entire movie.
Ew. Not naked.
Like they didn't even do like what they did in the old movies and give him some modesty pants.
Yeah.
Like he's just naked.
Ew.
So yeah, would it also Dr. Doom's like his plot in this movie makes no sense. So yeah, I gave it a 0. I didn't letterbox it yet, but I should.
Okay. Do you want another Rotten Tomato score?
I'm going to be generous and say 12%.
You are generous.
Okay, because really I was going to say like 2.
It's 9.
I think that's too high. It was truly a terrible, but like the acting was terrible. The cinematography was terrible.
Yikes.
The CGI thing was awful. They never should have did that.
Also,
I know the actor they picked wasn't very like tall, but like that's a casting decision. That's
Jamie, whatever.
They should have just picked a bigger person because
yeah.
Wow.
Also, you're not wrong about the planet thing because apparently the parallel dimension is known as Planet Zero.
Yeah, they called it Planet Zero. That's why I thought it was a planet.
So I understand.
Whatever. I give up.
Yeah, it's just looking very briefly at the plot on Wikipedia. I'm just like, what?
Don't do it. It was a waste of time.
And why is the military involved?
Oh, they're like using them for their power. It's bad.
Oh, jeez. What the
Like
heck?
they're sending like the thing out on like military rescue missions or something like that. I don't
What?
know. It didn't make any sense. And then like Johnny like wants to join the military, and I'm like, why? You're a black man. Like, why?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it was all bad. All bad. Okay, Kelly.
Are you ready?
I think it's time, but let me go
It's
get my
time.
Starbucks first. It's here. Un momento.
Okay. So, this week we are talking about the Birdcage.
Yay.
That didn't sound like a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I needed that.
Are you happy?
I'm a little bit happier. Yes, thank you.
Cool.
So we start this movie with a very poppin' night in Florida. And we see the Birdcage where a drag show is going on. So there's a bunch of queens on the stage, but the stage manager says that Starina, who is supposed to go on next, can't be found, while the club manager, Armand, makes his rounds on the floor and goes backstage. There's a really quick change for the ladies coming off stage, and Agador comes down and says that Starina won't get dressed, even though she's on next. And Armand sends him back up and promises to be up in a second. Starina, that's the stage name for Albert, he's having a full-on moment. I'm not going to call it a breakdown, but he's getting close.
A breakdown.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking the breakdown came a little bit later.
You could have multiple.
That's true. You can pause the breakdown for a second and then keep going.
Also, in this club, which like is really distressing to me.
Yes.
What's his name? Armand?
Armand.
I watched this movie like 2 weeks ago. So let's see how well I'm going to remember the plot. He goes into the kitchen, sees someone drop
a steak
on the floor, pick it up, put it back on the plate.
And he just turns around.
I wanted to scream. That is so disgusting. As someone who has worked food, the floor is disgusting. The floor is nasty. Like there's dirty dishwater getting on the floor. There's tons of like stuff that people are dropping. People are walking around with their shoes that have been outside.
Yeah, they've been to the bathroom.
They've been to the bathroom. The floors are nasty.
Yeah.
And if my food touches the ground, remake it, please. I beg of you.
How do you know?
What?
How do you know?
That's the point. You won't know. That's why I'm telling you. Remake it. I don't care if it takes longer. Just tell me it hit the floor and I'm like, I understand.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take your time.
Yeah. That was the moment where I'm like, okay, he's really making that choice.
Yeah.
So Albert is having his moment because he thinks that him and Armand are over as Agador tries to get him dressed. Albert continues to break down. First off, Armand rushes up the stairs to see Albert, but he locks himself in. But Armand manages to break in. Albert continues to break down and says that he can't go on and stuff like that as Armand now tries to get him back on stage. The stage manager then comes up and asks if he's going to send Carmen instead of Starina. And when Armand agrees, Albert gets up and says that he's not sending Carmen out there. Starina will be ready.
Yeah. He's feeling better now.
Yeah, he's feeling better now. And he asks Agador for his pills and asks everyone to leave because the dressing room is just too full of people now. Armand and Agador leave, and when asked, Agador tells him that he's not giving Albert drugs, but aspirin with the A and
the A and the E.
The A and the E
scratched off. That was so funny. I had to laugh. Yeah. I was like, that's funny.
I love that. That was so funny. Okay. Back in the dressing room, Albert tells Armand that he needs more validation from him. in his work and in their relationship, and that Armand doesn't love him anymore because there's another man in his life.
Mental games I couldn't play, but to
Yeah.
each their own.
To each their own. It's exhausting.
Like, this relationship seems so tiring.
It does. It does. And it seems very extra. And Armand has the patience of a saint.
Of a saint.
Because that could not be me.
Because I would let this happen once, maybe twice.
Twice, yeah.
And then I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd sit through it once just to let them like get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd say my piece. But the second time it happened, they'd get 2 seconds in and I'd be like,
absolutely not. We're not doing this.
Actually. Because Armand just lets them talk and talk and talk. And then he just all like very calmly tells him like what he's thinking and like tells Albert exactly what's going on. And I'm just like, good for you.
Yeah. The world needs patient people.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not one of them.
I know. And I don't think I will ever be one of those people.
Not this patient.
Not that patient. No.
But I admire you, Armand.
Yeah. Good for you, Armand. So Armand says that there isn't another man. And he tries to get him ready, but Albert really does not believe him because the fact that he bought white wine instead of red. Because he's a red wine drinker.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Gross. Wine's okay.
I mean, all wine is bad, but like red wine, ew.
So the number has ended on stage, and Armand announces that Starina is going to come on stage. On stage, Starina does her thing, which is, I guess, a mix of stand-up comedy and song.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, what it looks like. And Armand rushes from the backstage up to the apartment above the bar. Upstairs, Agador is in drag, cleaning the apartment, when Armand bursts in and tells him to set up the white wine in 2 glasses and to take the night off. Downstairs, a man comes into the apartment. Uh-oh. And they hug.
I saw the trailer, so it wasn't that shocking.
Yeah. But for those who did it looks like he's having an affair. They have some small talk, and when asked, Armand says that they are alone. And the man announces that he's getting married to a woman that he met at school. Mm-hmm. And Armand has to down his wine.
How long is Albert's set?
Right.
Because he sets all this up while Albert is on stage. They have a full-on conversation. Mm-hmm. And Albert is still on stage.
Yeah.
And a little ahead of us by now. But by the time Albert comes upstairs, what's that boy's name?
Val.
Val is asleep.
Yeah, Val's dead asleep.
Val is asleep. Wow, how long is this set?
Is Starina like the main attraction and it's like an hour thing?
Yeah, everyone else was like an opening act.
Right.
And then you get like an hour of Valentine.
Because it has to be an hour for them for the setup to happen, for Armand to change, for them to have the conversation, and then for Val to have enough time to go to bed and fall asleep. Mm-hmm. Like I need time before I fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
I need my time.
I need a good 30 minutes.
Yeah. And that's not even accounting my skincare routine.
Yeah.
I have to do beforehand.
I have to wash my face. Mm-hmm. I have to do my chemical exfoliate.
Yep. Maybe do a mask.
My moisturizer.
Yeah. So that's a solid maybe 30 minutes extra.
Yeah. And then if I'm like taking like a deep shower, hair wash, let's say an hour.
Albert's putting in work.
Yeah. Albert is keeping the lights on.
He really is.
No, I actually, you know what, Albert? You can act out however you want.
At that point, yeah.
At this point.
Maybe that's why he's so calm. He's all like, you know what, baby, you're paying the bills, you're keeping this place open. You can have your breakdowns. That's totally fine with me. So the man is his son, Val, as we said. He is 20, which is very young.
Very young to be getting married.
Yes. And
Like you can't even drink yet.
yeah,
Or are
you
you
can't
getting
even,
married?
yeah. You're not like drinking age legal in the US, and you're like, getting married is the choice.
I don't think anyone should get married before 25, but like that's just me. But
I can feel that. I can feel that.
yeah.
Because like your early 20s, if you're going to college or not, either way, you're still figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
You're figuring out your work-life balance, you're figuring out your school life balance, and then if you're doing all three, forget it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
You're gonna add a marriage on top of that.
Last year I was 23 and had a job that I quit. So not in the place to be married.
No,
Not in the place
no,
to be married.
no. And like, because my school, there were some couples who were married and got married during school. They're like seniors. And like when you're a freshman and you see that, you're like, oh yeah, they're 20 something, like they're like 23, 24. That sounds like a good age. And then you get to that age and you're like, what the heck? Absolutely not.
Do
That's
they get
too
to
much.
like live together?
So if you want to live together, you have to move into the apartments across the street.
Okay, but you can only do that if you're married.
You don't know, not if you can do that if you're single, but like if you want to live on campus, you have to live in separate dorms.
Then what's the point? Okay.
I will literally though, there was a girl in my dorm who got married, and her husband would walk her. They would have dinner at the cafe, and you would see them walking together to my dorm. He'd drop her off, and then he'd walk back to his own dorm.
When did they have sex?
They didn't, or they did it in the car somewhere.
Ew.
I mean, there's no other way.
First off, listen to me when I say do not have car sex. It doesn't look comfortable.
It doesn't.
And if you get caught, you could be put on a
yes, you
on
could
a
be put on
predator list.
Yes.
Don't do it's not worth it.
And
once I found that out, I was like, oh no, I'm never doing that.
Isn't there like a law against that too? Like I feel like I heard something about that. Like if you get caught and like despite the predator list of like whatever, like can't you get fined for that?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to look this up. I don't want that on my list. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? I'll use that's fine.
There is a law.
I'm looking it up. Yeah. If you face disorderly conduct charges for having sex in a car, it is a misdemeanor offense. If convicted, you could face up to 6 months in jail and a fine of up to $1,000.
Unless you're like at a park with children, they're not going to send you to jail. But
so that's for California.
But yeah.
Any other state I don't know about, but
yeah, just don't do it.
Don't, yeah. Because logistically,
or if you want to have uncomfortable sex in your car, put your car in your driveway or in your garage.
Yeah, or you can be like those people who die on cop shows and do it in the middle of the forest, where somebody finds you and kills you.
Don't do that either. Unless like you're camping and like you're in a tent, then like go at it.
That just sounds uncomfortable too.
It does sound uncomfortable, but like obviously people are gonna have sex where they want to have sex.
Yeah, people do it. I guess when the we're not going down there. Anyway. Sorry. Armand is against his son getting married. The age thing is a big factor, but also because he's so young and he's still in college. He still has all of his dreams of being a business owner like he is. And if he goes through it, a lot of that would be put on pause. Everybody's upset and Val goes to leave, but everybody like breaks character, I guess. And Armand he doesn't give him his blessing, but he says that he's okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take.
I mean, what else could he have said?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, was he gonna say no? I'm not gonna allow you to get married.
Right, right. Like he's still upset, but he's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's happening. And at the same time this is happening, Barbara or Barbie
Mm.
is telling her parents about the engagement and about Val and his parents. She tells them that Armand is in the arts in some kind of, what did she call it? Some type of attaché
Oh yeah, to like Greece.
to Greece. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, if you're gonna lie, don't lie poorly. I hate bad liars.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something that could easily be looked up. Don't lie
Yeah.
about stuff that could easily be looked up.
Yeah. We talk about this a lot on this podcast, but if you're gonna lie, like include a little bit of truth in there and don't
Yeah.
make it too big.
Don't make it too big.
You could have literally just said he was in the arts and he's a business owner, because that is true.
Yes.
Those things are true. You didn't identify for what exactly.
Yeah.
Don't say he's a freaking attaché in Greece.
Yeah, that was too much.
Yeah, that's way too much.
That was too
and
much.
Especially because her dad is in politics, he probably knows people.
Yeah.
He could probably find out.
Like, he's literally a politician. He can literally just go to work and be like, hey, does anyone know this person?
Right. Like, he'll walk up to his buddy Frank and be like, hey, you've been to Greece. You know what's going on over there. Do you know this man?
Yeah, you've been to the Greece consulate. Who's this man?
Yeah. Barbara has never lied in her life.
No.
And it's showing.
And I can't believe they believed her.
Right. Oh my gosh.
They just took her word for face value. Yeah. They're like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. And they say that his mom is a housewife. Barbara's mom.
They didn't have to lie about that either.
They didn't have to lie about that either.
They could have told the truth, but like, they're divorced.
Yeah.
His mom, whatever his mom, that we never really find out what she does.
Yeah. She owns her own business. We see that she owns her own, like,
yeah. We know she owns a business, but we don't know like what it is.
Yeah, specifically. Yeah, and he remarried.
If they had just told half truths,
they would have been fine.
All of this could have been avoided.
Yeah. Moral of the story: lie better.
Yeah, lie better.
That's the end of the episode. What are your recommendations?
Well, my first one.
Barbara's mom is super supportive, but her dad Kevin is totally against it, and he's also wrapped up in his own political, like, running to really care.
Mm-hmm. He also has a TV show where it just looks like Republicans yelling at each other.
It is, essentially.
Like, they were talking over each other so much. I was like, what are you even saying?
Yeah, do you even hear anybody else in the room? Oh, also, I forgot to point out the biggest factor that they are against her getting married. She's 18.
Wait, she's 18?
Yeah, because they tell her that she's not even 19 yet.
Oh, hell, no.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No. Val, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Leave this girl
that child
alone.
The child.
This child. Leave her alone.
Yeah. Like, we get it. We get the hesitation for you, Val, because you're 20. That's a child.
This little girl is fresh in college, and you're trying to marry. Oh no!
Depending on how you look at it, when did she turn 18?
Kelley, I'm upset. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm logging off. We had a great time. I'm just gonna skip on over to our next episode. See you next week.
See you next week. Stay iconic, y'all.
Why?
Yeah, they don't outright say she's 18. They say she's not even 19 yet.
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
Let me finish my spinach and feta wrap.
Yeah, I'm sorry to have ruined your morning. I regret it.
Yeah, first they don't give me my oatmeal. They give me gift cards instead because I guess they don't have oatmeal.
Oh no.
And now this.
I know that. Yeah, that's the cherry on top. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Val calls Barbara and asks how her explaining to her parents went. But her dad is listening in on the phone and she tells him to get off. But she says it went good. And Val tries to get his dad to say something to Barbara, and he gives a terrible toast and breaks his glass against the phone. It's not starting out well.
No.
After the call, Kevin, Barbara's dad, asks how Val could be in Greece because she said that Armand is an attaché in Greece.
Already getting caught.
Yeah, already getting caught after seeing her 2 hours ago. And now she has to lie again. Well, not lie, but kind of lie. And say that Val and his parents are out there like summer house in South Beach, which she got the South Beach part right.
Mm-hmm. And the house.
And the house. Everything else, though,
is wrong.
Mm-hmm. The way they didn't just sniff her out right then and there. Like, that would have nailed it for me. Like, the first part of her explanation of the parents, iffy, that would have been like, you're straight up lying to me, baby. Tell me the truth.
Are you lying? Is it even summer? It's not even summer.
How? It's
because it's snowing. It's snowing
wherever they were. Yeah. No.
I can't.
Yikes. So Armand is smoking by the pool when Albert comes upstairs, and he thinks he's caught him with the other man. But all these A names. Gosh dang it. Armand says it's Val and that he's asleep in his room. So Albert goes to check on Val, and he picks up his room for him. The next morning, Albert is at the farmer's market and going to multiple shops getting food for Val. And at the house, Agador apologizes to Armand for being really sassy the night before and asks why he's not in the show at the Birdcage, which he totally ignores when Albert comes home and apologizes for how he acted. Albert notices how Armand looks, and he tells him that Val is getting married to a girl from school, and he's upset. But he's told Albert that he's said his piece and that they have to move on. Val then comes into the kitchen, and even though Armand told him not to say anything, Albert goes off anyway. Which, fair. You know, you got to give both parents their little 2 cents about what's going on. But anyway, Kevin and Luis, Barbara's parents, are watching WNN, not the CNN.
Yeah.
And they're watching Kevin's new talk show or shouting show,
which would never have been on CNN.
No, it would not.
Like, never.
No, they have a rep to protect. They're not going to put that on CNN or whatever form of.
This would have been on. This would have been on Fox, Newsmax, One America, not on CNN.
And it would have been either really early in the morning when no one is watching, or at like 10 in the morning when everyone's at work,
or very late at night, like 11 p.m.
And so they are discussing Val and his parents when Kevin's campaign manager calls and says that his co-founder for his Coalition for Morals, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Something like that, and tradition, whatever, has died. We then...
How did he die, Kelley?
Objection, hearsay. No, just kidding.
We need to take you back to law school.
Yeah.
You don't know what hearsay is.
No, I don't. And neither do the lawyers. But anyway, I actually didn't put down how he died. I know interested.
Exactly how he died.
Okay, how did he die?
He died, during coitus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like a whole not subplot, but like there's like a whole little thing because like he was having sex with a black underage
Aged
girl.
girl. That's the part that I latched on to. I thought like they found out that before he died, he had sex with a black underage girl.
No, it was while he was having sex with a
Oh.
black
Oh,
underage.
that's why she says he was smiling and I thought he was just having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I just want everyone to know every time a man dies while having sex, they are usually cheating or doing something that they say is repulsive or actually is repulsive.
Is repulsive. Yeah.
Like they're like being hypocritical in
Oh,
some way.
100%. 100%. It's always that.
It's always that. Looking at you, Kevin Samuels.
Anyway. So yeah. Back with Armand and Albert. Albert is looking through an old photo album and crying as Armand is trying to work at the keyboard in the background. The girl that slept with Jackson is already on the TV, and the press are starting to swarm Kevin's house.
Mm-hmm.
Barb goes to tell her mom the truth about Val's parents when her dad shows up at the window. Apparently, he snuck out earlier.
Yeah.
They let him in and give him the solution to give a better image a better image and something else to focus on than Jackson's death by announcing Barb's wedding, because it's tradition, a white wedding, heterosexual couple, whatever, tradition.
Did weddings used to be used as PR?
I can see that.
Why? Especially for people that no one knows about. Like, who cares that a
I don't know.
senator's daughter is getting married? Like, who cares about that?
I don't know. Someone
Like,
with too much time on their hands?
I would get it if it was like two hot young senators that everyone
Yeah.
like knew and they were very popular. But like a senator's daughter, who cares?
I mean, unless she's like been in the public before and like she is part of the political image.
Seemingly
I mean,
she's not. But
she probably is if he's been running for a while. I mean, they've probably mentioned her.
who likes her though?
I don't know.
Like based off her father, who likes her?
Who? Val.
Val.
I mean, he's willing to overlook the parents or his going to be in-laws.
The republicanisms, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, look at the family he's coming from. How could you not overlook that?
Oh, I talk about that later.
How could you overlook that?
I have thoughts about that later.
Yeah.
I have thoughts about that later.
Alrighty.
But yeah,
so
political PR spin weddings would not work nowadays.
It would not.
If anything, it would probably make it worse.
It would make it worse, yeah, because then we'd be like, you're trying to mislead us and you're like, trying to cover up.
Yeah, we don't care about your fucking wedding.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Because then they would focus all of their hatred not on you, but on your daughter.
On your daughter.
Yeah, which is worse.
Yeah. Oh, also.
Yes.
Also, what's this Republican dad's name?
Kevin.
I forgot. Kevin. He says that Billy Graham was too liberal for him, and I laughed. I had to. Billy Graham, sexist.
Yes.
Anti-Semitic.
Yes.
Terrible.
Terrible.
His only saving grace was that he didn't hate black people. But like, who even knows to what extent?
True.
He just wanted them in his church, probably for their money. Like, he probably didn't even actually like them. He was probably just like, that's extra money in my church's pocket.
That's so terrible.
But like, would he allow his daughters to date a black person? His sons?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I got my eye on you, and so does the devil, Billy Graham.
So they give him the strategy of Barb's wedding, but also to get away from all the press that's surrounding their house, they suggest having dinner to meet Val and Val's parents.
Mm-hmm.
At the Birdcage, Albert is practicing when Val comes down asking to speak with Armand. Albert gets upset with the guy that he is dancing with because he's being lackluster and just totally blowing bubbles while they're supposed to be practicing.
Yeah.
Which that would set me off too.
I yeah. I was like, maybe I would be okay. No, it would start to annoy me after a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And Armand takes care of it. Armand then catches up with Val and he tells his dad that Barb and her parents are coming over tomorrow night, which why would you agree to something so quickly?
Yeah.
I would say, actually, could we meet on the weekend? Or like maybe next week.
Yeah. We need more time.
That's way too close. Like, I get that they have to like get away from their situation, but tough luck.
Y'all can have a nice Florida vacation.
Exactly. Y'all can go hang out with Bush.
And then come to us after and we'll have a nice dinner one night.
Yeah, of course. Right. He then explains that Barbara's dad, Kevin, is a senator up for re-election and the founder of the Coalition for Moral Order. There it is. Mm-hmm. Armand is upset because Val essentially says that they'll have to change the whole house. Armand and Albert would have to act different. Well, they'd have to send Albert away entirely.
Yeah.
And that upsets him.
Yeah.
Which is very fair.
Yes. This person raised you.
Yeah, right.
And you're trying to hide them. Yeah.
Right. That's your father and their partner that raised you, dude. Like, you literally don't even know your own mother.
Yeah.
So that's very disrespectful. That's some white people shit.
That truly is. This would not fly in a person of color's household.
Absolutely not. They'd be like, then break up with them.
Right.
Or they're just going to have to get along with me. Those are your only two options.
We won't have to see each other all the time.
Oh, yeah, no, of course not. But the stage manager comes up and where am I? Oops. Comes to get Armand. And before he leaves, he says that he doesn't care about Kevin and he will be who he is, which good for him. At the Keeley's house, the press is still swarming the house. And one guy, who we don't learn the name of until very much later, notices the driver packing the Keeley's car. And the guy pays him off to find out where they're going to. And they're going to South Beach. That night, Kevin...
Yeah, because Miami isn't a huge place.
No, of course.
You'll just easily be able to find them.
Yeah, you just say South Beach and you'll immediately find them.
Yeah, you're like South Beach, Birdcage. That's where they're going.
Immediately. They're going to go right to the strip, right to the beach. That night, Kevin is upset and tries to leave through the window, but is immediately noticed by the press, why didn't he see that they were down there?
How did they get into his backyard?
That's also true.
Like,
are they breaking and entering or
yes, that's
trespassing?
Yes,
trespassing's a word. Y'all, get your act together.
Get off of my leave.
Get off, right? Leave. Technically, y'all could be in trouble for all of that.
I will have all of you arrested.
Exactly. And so he has to give an impromptu speech before climbing back into the house. Mm-hmm. Armand is drinking at the bar and Val is in his room until he hears Armand eventually come home and telling Agador that they have to redecorate the whole house and that he has to get a uniform.
With all of this planning and lying, Val could have just said that he was an orphan. Made it easier on everyone.
Yeah. Or it could have been one of those... my parents are busy. Meet them at the wedding. Oops.
Yeah. My dad is constantly working. He does not have time for any meetings.
Yeah. His business is so lucrative that he just can't take time off. I am so sorry. And if they were going to go with the lie that he was an attaché in Greece, they could have just said he was in Greece.
Yeah, he's in Greece. I'm sorry. Can't meet him.
Yeah. Oops.
And you can't come. National security.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, whatever's going on with your dad can't get back to them in Greece.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
It's a huge thing in political
Yeah.
relations,
Yeah.
socioeconomic reasons. We just can't
Hmm.
right now.
Yeah, sorry. We can't show
We'll
favor
we'll circle back in a year.
after you guys get married.
Yeah.
Val thanks him, but Armand is still upset. Barb and her parents are driving to South Beach as one of the press follow them, the guy that paid off the driver earlier. Albert and Armand are at the beach when Armand tells him that he should go on a vacation because he looks a little bit tired, as the other drag queens help to redecorate the house with Val. Albert is on his way home and Armand tries to stop him from going in. But when he gets into the house, he thinks that they've been robbed because essentially everything from the house has been removed.
Yeah.
Everything. Because this house is kind of cluttered when you first see it.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a completely different house when they're done.
It does. It does. Like you don't even think any of that was there. Val says that he's took some things out.
Mm-hmm.
Some, but everything will be back in place when Albert gets back. Albert is confused, and Armand tells him that Barb and her parents are coming that night and that it would be better if he wasn't there. Albert says that he's fine, but he's clearly upset and he leaves. Armand goes after Albert and tries to get him to come home, but Albert breaks down and they go to a restaurant to calm him down. Armand says that Barbara's parents are right-wing conservatives and that they wouldn't approve of him no matter what he did, which is true.
Yeah.
After a moment, Armand says that they can pass us straight because he's a director and Albert's a great actor. So
is he?
Obviously they can work it out.
Mm-hmm.
And proceeds to give Albert pointers on how to be a man.
Yeah.
See, Pinky when you're drinking.
Kelley, people don't do that.
I do.
Because you're trying to be extra.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
That's just how it is.
It's not even helping you in any way to put your pinky out when you're drinking something. It's actually a hindrance. You have more stability if you use your pinky.
I like to grip my cup. Must grip things.
Yes, because that's how you drink. You grip things.
Why are you holding it like that? Why are your fingers so close together? You look
like a human
claw.
being.
It looks like a claw.
Oh my gosh, Kelley.
Okay. Anyway.
You're the one sitting here trying to drink like you're the Queen of England. Oh, look at me. I've got my pinky out. My my third cousin wants removed. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, no. Mo Jar Jar Jar?
Mo Jar Jar Jar.
If you haven't seen that TikTok, go watch it, please.
Go watch it.
It's so funny. Mo Jar Jar Jar?
Mo Jar Jar Jar.
Okay. Anyway, Kevin is now driving and he swerves for a last minute exit. And the two press guys have to follow him. I thought he noticed them, and that's why he made that aggressive,
Did he not?
Exit. He didn't.
Okay.
Actually.
Doesn't surprise me for what happens later. Further on into this movie.
Armand and Albert are now practicing small talk and mannerisms in the park. And Albert accidentally runs into another guy. And when Armand tries to be super macho and manly, the other guy beats him up because he's 6'3".
And he deserved it.
And he
that
did.
Other guy was he wasn't even at fault. He was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, bro. And then here comes Armand, bro, what are you doing? Why'd you run into him? And he's you're acting like an asshole, dude.
Right. And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he was like, what? You want to fight me? And then he stood up. And I was like, yeah.
He's all like, okay, you want to fight me? All right, I'll fight. They're back at home because Armand got his ass beat. And Val asks for Agador to leave and why Albert is still there. Armand says that he could potentially get Val's actual mom to be there, but they haven't seen each other in 20 years, essentially since he was born.
Since he was born.
Yes.
She pushed him out,
And
put him in a
said,
basket, dropped him off. It was like, cool. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, she's literally like, I've got a business to run now.
Yeah.
So peace out.
It's like, thank you, my little chick.
Thank you, my little chick.
Yeah. Albert? Armand paid for his little baby. She went off, started a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, thank you for the baby. Here's your check.
Our transaction is over now.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great day.
See you in 20 years.
Yeah, see you in 20 years. Armand then calls Katie and they agree to meet up. They meet at her office. I was about to say orifice.
Orifice?
Orifice?
Their orifice?
That happened 20 years ago. Not again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Albert tries to go in with him, but Armand makes him sit in the lobby. In Katie's office, they talk about Val and how he needs her tonight to essentially just win over the in-laws.
She's like, how old is he? And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Absentee mother to a T.
Yes. How you not know how old your only child is?
Yeah.
Like, I would get it if you had like multiple children, but you have one child.
One kid.
And you don't know how old they are.
Right.
That's
no maternal instinct. It's a good thing she gave him up.
Yeah. It was for the betterment of Val.
Yeah. Some people just aren't built for it, and she definitely is not. In the lobby, Albert hears Katie calm to her assistant, telling her that to cancel all of her night plans. As Armand and Katie celebrate and reminisce about the shows that they were in and how they met. Albert is getting antsy in the lobby, and he storms in to see Katie like touching Armand's chest. Mm-hmm. It was very uncomfortable.
Very weird.
And Albert walks out, and he gets in the car and drives off. Armand comes home, presumably hours later, and tells Val that his mom is coming as Albert comes home. He says that he is leaving for good, and Armand goes after him, but not before telling Agador that he has to start cooking. And it seems like he doesn't even know how to cook.
Yeah.
How has he been their house man for however many years that he has been, and they don't know this?
I don't know. Why didn't they just like order in?
I would have ordered.
It would have been easier.
It really would have. It would have been stress-free. You pick it up, you serve it.
Yeah.
You keep it warm.
They have an oven, right?
Yeah, they have a full-on kitchen.
Yeah, just throw the containers in the oven.
Yeah.
Keep it on like a medium high heat.
Mm-hmm. You're good.
When everyone comes, you take it out.
Take it out.
Put it in a bowl.
Plate. Yeah. You're good.
A plate. Yeah.
So Armand catches up with Albert at the bus stop and tells them that he is with him because he likes being with him, and they make each other laugh and they make their lives better. He then hands Albert the palimony agreement that says he has the right to give him half of everything. It's literally like a marriage contract, I guess. Palimony.
It's probably not legal. It's
not. It's their own personal thing.
It's a personal thing that they've come up with.
Yeah, and it essentially says that half of their things are the others and everything. From what they own to the Birdcage. So now Albert owns half the Birdcage.
Yeah. That may be the only thing that he actually has like have control over.
Yeah. Albert is still in shock, but Armand says that he doesn't care how much like each of them owns. He just wants to be with Albert. Katie's office then gets a call, and her assistant takes the message from Armand that essentially tells Katie not to come. Kevin then hears more things about Jackson's last words and death on the radio, and is totally worried about his campaign and everything, but Luis reassures him. Armand is getting ready in his suit, and Val is worrying about everything when Albert comes in his suit. Albert says that
It was very awkward.
it was very awkward. He was very stiff.
Yeah.
He essentially took off everything that is quote unquote gay about him, and but even in his suit, he can't pull it off.
No. He
He
sat
yeah,
down, he crossed his legs,
and then he has the pink socks on.
pink socks, and then he tries to like uncross them, and like he feels very uncomfortable. Like
Yeah,
it looked bad.
yeah, it just wasn't working out.
No.
So he leaves, and Armand goes after him, and Val leaves the room really frustrated and goes off on Agador.
It was at
When
this point of the movie where I got super upset with Val.
same,
At this point, I was like, okay, Val, the fact that you are doing this whole big thing
mm-hmm.
so you can marry into a family that wouldn't approve of your family
Right?
just shows that you were not mature enough to get married at this point.
Exactly.
Like you were
Like
being super disrespectful to your family.
exactly. Like these group of men raised you,
And they did not have to.
and they did not have to. Your father willingly took you in, and then when Albert got in the picture, whenever that was, welcomed you with open arms.
Yeah.
And you the same. And you are willingly going to marry somebody whose father is going to restrict any and all movement.
Yeah.
And your dad's business?
Couldn't be me.
Could not be me. When you get married, you are marrying into that family as well.
Yes.
It's not like you could essentially get away from all of that. And if he's in politics, he'll be everywhere.
Yeah. Don't think that they won't like deep dive into your family once you get married.
Oh, it'll be worse when they get married.
Yeah.
Because then they'll if the press later on in the movie, when they find out about Armand and the business he owns and the apartment, bro, if they could find it in 2 minutes, it's over. It is over. Val's a brat. All of this is his fault.
it's all his fault. He obviously was not thinking like at all.
Wasn't. Or he was thinking, he had this whole plan in his head and he's like, this is exactly how it's gonna go.
Did he think they were only going to meet this one time?
Right. And what happens if you have grandkids?
Yeah.
You're gonna keep all of that away?
Like, don't talk about your grandfathers when you go over to your grandma and grandpa's house.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Exactly. And then they're going to grow up in two very extreme environments.
Yeah, two different sides of the like spectrum.
That can't be good for the kids.
It's like on Christmas, you go over to grandpa and grandma's house where you're going to a Catholic
right
church. Christmas morning, you're having like the like regular dinner and whatever. New Year's you go to Miami and you're partying with drag queens. Like exactly. It's not gonna
like this year, kids, we're gonna go see my parents down in Florida. We're gonna have Hanukkah because we're Jewish. And then Christmas Day we're going to mass or whatever they are.
We're going to mass.
That's a lot.
Too much.
Katie then calls and is leaving a message when Val picks up and tells her to absolutely come because she had gotten the message from her assistant saying not to come.
Yeah, she was like, was there a mix-up?
Yeah, was there a mix-up? Am I still coming? Because it seems like she's coming from a very, very far away.
Yeah.
I don't know Florida.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Is Florida big?
Is it?
Oh, no.
Y'all got beaches, and that's beaches and like what, crocodiles? Are they crocodiles or
crocodiles?
Alligators? Y'all got something. And you got a Florida man.
No, I think it's alligators.
Is it alligators?
I think it's because I just thought of like their sports team, the Gators. I was like, alligators.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Imagine they're the alligators and it's actually crocodiles. Sorry, I should have said that when you were done drinking.
What even is the difference?
The size?
Oh no.
Your guess is as good as mine. So Armand is now upset because Albert's hysterical. And he says if he sees Katie, it'll be a lot worse because he's still upset about what happened earlier in the day. How long is this day, by the way?
The longest day on Earth.
Because Armand and Albert had enough time to go to the beach, come back home, have a breakdown, go to the restaurant and practice how to be a man, come
Where they
home.
smeared mustard on their toast. I
Yeah, and
screamed.
and then threw it off the
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 balcony.
balcony or wherever they were. And then have all that time to get ready, have another
Drive.
breakdown.
They drove all the way to
Drove
Kathy's
to Katie's
place.
drove all the way to Katie's office, drive back, and then Albert runs off, and then he has enough time to go there. And yeah, this is a
That's a
long day.
packed day.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, how long have the Keeleys been in their car? From wherever they're coming from, how fast did they get there?
They're coming somewhere East Coast. Let's say they've been driving for like 12 hours. Because aren't all those states over there like really smushed together?
I mean, some of them are pretty small, but Florida's long.
Oh yeah, and they do have to go like the bottom of Florida, don't they?
Yeah.
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 Who knows? I don't know nothing about East Coast, South, nothing. I stay over here.
Yeah.
I stay here.
California takes up most of the West Coast.
Most of the West Coast. I stay here. Yeah. Occasionally I go to Texas. Ain't doing that until Abbott is out.
Yeah. So we don't know anything.
Don't know nothing. So... I try to limit my footsteps in Republican spaces. So I don't know.
So Barb and her parents are now in South Beach and are surprised at what they see, which it is a lot. I don't know if South. Well, that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
That's what I meant. Like, I don't know. Is South Beach always like that?
But what they seemingly, but I only see it on TV. I've never actually been.
True.
The only part of Florida I've been to is Orlando, and where did I go? Where did we stop when I went on that cruise? Jacksonville. So I don't know.
Yeah. Albert is locked in his room when Barb and her parents show up. Val and Armand struggle to get their story straight, which they should have talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And once they all sit, they oh yes, go ahead.
Like they keep working on like all the big things, but they keep missing like the simple things.
Yeah, and that's what really sells a lie. It's the little things.
Yeah, the little things.
Because it makes it more realistic.
Yeah.
Y'all need to work your stuff out.
I'm going to teach a seminar on lying.
Yeah.
It's
we're gonna have a little workshop.
Just come on over. It'll be a nice little 2-hour class. We'll get you lying better.
Yeah, because we're gonna save you from all of this hurt later on.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So once they all sit down, they call Spartacus, who is Agador, to come in with the champagne.
They should have just kept his name Agathor.
They really should have, because Spartacus, that cannot be real.
Mm-mm.
That cannot be real.
And they try to play him off as Greek.
No.
Or what was it?
Well, Armand does say that he's Guatemalan.
Guatemalan. That's what it was.
But Val says something else. I don't remember what it was.
They tried to play him off as something. And then he started doing this accent that was terrible.
Yeah. It wasn't good.
Really, they should have had a discussion before any of this happened.
Everybody should have sat down and just been like, this is our story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the two press guys who have followed Kevin and his family all the way to South Beach have found the car and the entrance and the side entrance to the Birdcage, which is the entrance into the apartment above. When Agador brings the champagne, Albert screams in his room and Armand says it's their dog.
Yeah.
As Katie is stuck in Florida traffic. Barb and Val tell their engagement story and nobody is interested, apparently, it seems.
Would you be?
I don't know. I don't know how I would feel. But yeah, it doesn't seem anybody is engaged in this, as Albert is still making noise in the room And Val asks how their trip down from wherever they came from went.
Yeah.
Kevin goes into this weird like little trance thing and starts talking about nature.
Mm-hmm.
As Katie calls and says that she'll be late, and Val has to silence it. Val says that Katie is stuck in traffic and to start dinner without her. When Armand goes to tell Agador about dinner, Val follows him. They freak out about how much is going wrong, but Armand says they have to pull themselves together so that they can get through the night. At the same time, Kevin and Louise share their doubts about Armand, and Barb tells them not to worry about it. When Armand and Val get back, saying that they'll give Katie another 30 minutes, when Albert comes in dressed as a woman.
Oh my gosh. And then these people fall for this.
They fall for it.
Like, have they never seen a drag queen before? Like, it was very obvious.
They probably have never even heard of a drag queen. To be honest.
Tragic.
Honestly, the better your life gets when you start getting into drag queens. Lip sync for your life.
I've never watched that a day in my life.
You haven't? You've never even seen the performances?
No.
They're iconic, bro.
Never watched it. Don't even know what channel it's on.
The time that they oh my gosh, I don't remember her name. Did the death drop? So iconic. It lives in the frame.
I've seen like clips of death drops. What they're called? Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen like TikToks of like people
doing it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just sent you one. It's so good. They're dancing in a library. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Sorry. Before we go down a totally different route, like we haven't already. Armand, Val, and Barbara are in shock because they obviously know that it's Albert, but Kevin and Louise seem to believe it.
Yeah.
Also, she's dressed like she's from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the huge hair. She's got the matching, it's not a pantsuit, but like a skirt.
The tweed,
yeah.
Think Jackie Kennedy.
Exactly.
Like that, yeah.
But like brighter.
Yeah.
And a little more frilly. And then you've got it. In a media room somewhere, two men notice Harry Radman, the guy that's been following the Keeleys, paying the driver off for information. The night seems to be going better with Albert there as Harry Radman researches the club and the name on the door, which is Coleman, because they also had to lie about their last name, apparently.
Yeah, because they're Jewish and they only want Catholics.
Yeah, ooh.
Which isn't even the original form of Christianity, but
whatever. That's
we move on.
Conversation. That's a different podcast, moment.
That's a different podcast. I'm currently researching right now.
Albert seems to hold down the conversation to the shock of everybody else. And even when it turns to Jackson's death, he manages to keep that in the right area too.
Mm-hmm.
And Armand goes to check in on Agador in the kitchen. Armand drags Albert out to talk as Harry Radman finds out that Armand Goldman is the actual owner of the club and the apartment upstairs and not whoever Coleman is, and that he's gay. How did that come up?
Yeah, how did that come up? When you do background checks, you could just find out someone's sexual orientation.
Right. So they're like, what's the last name? Oh, it's actually something different. His name is Armand Goldman. It says this is his date of birth. He's Jewish. He's a businessman and he's gay. Is that how that goes?
How did they even find out he was Jewish?
I don't even know.
I know it's an ethno religion, but still.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and did he specifically ask if he was or Harry? What are your connections?
Got some good connections.
So inside, Armand is playing the piano with Luis as everybody sings I Could Have Danced All Night.
Which if you're trying to pass a straight, maybe don't do show tunes.
Yeah, that's not the way to do it. But I mean, would Kevin and Luis know that that's a giveaway? Would they know?
They should. I feel like everyone should.
Yeah, it is an indicator.
Like if you know how to play show tunes on the piano
Yeah,
and
that's
you know every
dedication.
single word,
That's dedication.
that's a little bit of a side eye.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Agador then joins in at the last moment and then announces that dinner is ready. And then Armand goes to make a sign telling Katie not to come up whenever she does show up. At the dinner table, everyone notices the little Greek boys playing leapfrog on their bowls.
Yep.
And Armand hurries to cover it up with whatever food Agador has in the kitchen. Back in the kitchen, Agador has only made soup because that was the entree.
Soup.
Soup. It's whatever cultural Guatemalan soup that he has made. And they're freaking out about it. And did they not communicate with Agador that they wanted like a 6-course meal or something?
Like I said, nothing was thought out.
The only thing that was thought out was that Albert was going away, Katie was going to be his mom, the house needed to be redecorated.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they
That
thought
was
about.
it.
They didn't think about what they were going to eat at this dinner.
Their background story.
Yeah. They were just like, we'll just play off of each other.
Yeah,
we love improv.
Yeah, this is improv night.
Yeah.
And then we're going to see how this goes.
Remember, everyone, it's yes and.
Beautiful. Well, they better go back to stand-up because
this ain't working.
This was abysmal. So Armand has to quickly get the soup out so that nobody can stare at their bowls for too long. And he tells Val to put the note on the door as Agador cries in the kitchen. A WRMH news van shows up and sees the Kelleys' car. Val then puts the note up on the gate outside of the apartment, but Harry takes it down immediately after reading it and keeps it. Albert ends the dinner early because the soup is not good. And they essentially have to like get out before anybody really looks at it. As the press get the go-ahead to film the Kelleys, wherever they are, and Katie shows up. In the living room, the families talk about the marriage between their kids as Albert's wig is getting more and more messed up. Mm-hmm. And Armand, Barb, and Val try to hide it and usher him into the room so that they can fix it. As they leave the room, Kevin and Luis notice that something strange is going on. And Kevin comes to the conclusion that Armand is a stuck-up European and Albert can't handle him and is like forced to be a more timid version of herself.
Yeah.
Essentially. Back in Albert's room, they all help to put the wig back on as Kevin and Luis fight because like Kevin is really enamored with Albert and Luis is feeling inferior, essentially. And they hear Katie knocking at the door and they let her in despite Agador trying to get them away from it. Katie then introduces herself to them as Val's mom as Albert and everybody leave the room and see what's going on. Kevin confronts Armand about it and what's going on, but Val takes Albert's wig off and tells them the truth about his family, like pertaining to Armand, Albert, and Katie.
Yeah.
Kevin can't believe it. Somehow.
Somehow.
And when Luis goes to leave, calls for Barb to come with them, but she says she wants to stay. Luis then breaks down because she's feeling even more inferior, I guess. And Kevin says that she is ruining way too many lives with this marriage and go to leave. But Harry and the photographer are there, so they're stuck.
Yeah.
Harry and the photographer then walk out and down and notice that other press vans are showing up and setting up to start filming. Kevin is having a breakdown in Albert's room as everyone else joins them and watches all the other press fans show up and try to come up with a plan. Val suggests that the Keeleys leave with the crowd at the closing of the Birdcage, but Albert says that's Armand says it's a little bit too obvious, and Albert comes up with another idea. We then see Armand, dressed in his usual clothes, walking the floor and brings 2 queens backstage. More press are showing up outside of the apartment, and they are now starting to enter the club. Kevin is now dressed in drag and on the stage and follows the other queens from the stage and out to the floor, with Albert, Luis, Barb, and Val dressed up behind him.
Mm-hmm. So they start this show off with "We Are Family." That is a finale song. That is not a starting the show song. True. But yeah. And then everyone's in drag.
Oh no, they're leaving to "We Are Family."
Really?
Yeah, because they're going out with the crowd. So they're ending with "We Are Family."
This was the ending. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was the beginning of the show, and I was like, this is not a song you play at the beginning of a show.
Because Val says that they can just leave with the crowd, and Albert says they'll dress in drag so that they can leave with the crowd, but not stand out too much.
Okay.
Anyway, so they all walk towards the entrance, and once everybody gets out of the club, they go to Katie's car where she takes them away. And when Kevin gives instructions to his driver, he takes it at face value because I guess Kevin forgets that he's in drag.
Yeah.
After all that, Barb and Val get married in an interfaith service that both families attend.
Catherine is there for some reason.
Yeah. I guess because she was wrapped up in it, maybe they're like, here's a pity invite.
A pity invite. To the woman that abandoned me for 20 years?
Yeah, here's your one-time life interaction.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have any more.
We'll never speak again after this.
No, absolutely not. And that is the end of the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are
you ready for some movie facts?
Yes, I am.
So the director, Mike Nichols, required that Nathan Lane and Robin Williams film at least one good take of each scene and stick to the script before he would allow them to improvise.
Okay.
Because if he gave them free reign, the whole movie would have been improvised.
Oh no. That would have been terrible.
That would have been terrible.
They wouldn't be eligible for, what is it, an Academy Award for screenplay. Oh no.
Filmmaker and PBS producer Rick McKay was hired by director Mike Nichols months before the filming of Birdcage began to go to Paris, London, San Francisco, and Atlanta to make a feature-length documentary about drag queens. McKay did thorough research to find drag queens all over the world to interview and film in performance. And then the finished documentary was used to train Nathan Lane and Robin Williams.
So they made a movie to make a movie.
Yeah.
Cool.
I kind of want to see the documentary. If that's for public consumption.
Maybe it's probably isn't.
It probably is not, but I'd love whoever has that, can you
leak it for Kelley?
Yeah, leak it for me, or send me the files or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what our email address is.
Yeah.
So
send it so that Kelley can watch it.
Thank you. So do you want to guess who was originally cast as Armand Goldman and Albert?
Why did I want to say Neil Patrick Harris as if he probably wasn't only 20 years old? Jim Carrey is one of them.
No, God. No.
It's
someone you wouldn't expect. It is another comedian, but I don't know if I could see him as Armand.
Conan O'Brien.
No. No.
What's that man's name? Seinfeld.
No,
Failed.
one more guess.
Um, what is that man? Jay Leno.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
You said I
Steve.
wouldn't expect them. Are you about to say
Yeah,
Steve
but
Martin?
yes. Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I could totally see him in the role, but yeah, Steve Martin.
Sure. Why not?
And how about Albert? You want to give a guess?
I don't know. Um,
The answer is right underneath your nose. He's in this movie.
he's in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Did that make it
Um,
harder? Uh-oh.
you know I'm terrible with names, Kelley.
I know, same. I'll release you from your agony. It's
Thank
Robin
you.
Williams.
Oh, they wanted Robin Williams to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because of scheduling conflicts, Martin had to drop out. And Robin Williams said that he didn't want to play another flamboyant character. And he said he wanted to be Armand instead. And so they allowed it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up the fact that you don't like in this movie one more time, and I apologize. In the movie, Callista Flockhart, who is Barbara, says that she's not even 19, when during filming, Flockhart was actually 30.
She looked old, so yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that old. 30 at the time of filming, and Dan Futterman's character Val is supposed to be 20, but in reality, he's 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I would have said like 24 or 25.
yeah, I would have said the same. So he's not too far off, but like Callista Flockhart, you're playing a 19-year-old when you're 30?
I mean, get your money while you can.
Right, get your bag, girl.
Get your bag.
Okay, Jordan, here's the question.
Okay.
Iconic or not?
I said no. I got a little bored in the middle.
Okay.
So
It does kind of repeat itself with the drama.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the antics between Albert and Armand was a little tiring. But you know, that was probably just a personal thing. I don't
Yeah.
like high energy people that much. So
No, you don't.
so yeah,
Okay.
it's a no for me.
All right. I'm gonna say that it's iconic. And I think I love this movie more because of the thought and the dedication to drag queens was put into it. That just makes it so much more cooler to me. But I like it. It's a good movie.
Okay.
And it's like I feel like it's not like those stereotypical like gay movies. You know what I mean?
I haven't
Like,
seen many gay movies, so
okay. Well,
I mean,
like they like stick to stereotypes in like most like LGBT like movies, and it's always like forced coming out or whatever. Like, but this is like it's a set up relationship. It's literally about. It's not about them being gay. It's literally about their son's trying. It's their son trying to get married.
yeah.
And then trying to be normal, quote unquote. It's kind of refreshing. So I'm gonna say it's iconic.
Okay. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was not a bad movie.
I enjoyed my time. Yeah, the only other, I guess, gay movie I've seen is Call Me by Your Name, and that was something.
Oh.
So
You didn't see Love, Simon?
no.
It was okay.
I didn't see Love, Simon. I still haven't seen Moonlight.
Moon Knight?
It's not Moon Knight. I think it's
not.
Moonlight.
It's probably Moonlight.
I think it's Moonlight. Still haven't seen it, and apparently it's really good. So like, I need to see it, but it's just like I haven't. I have a whole list. I made it got so bad that I started making a letterbox list of all the movies that I still need to watch.
The half of it is really good too. That's a Netflix movie.
I've never even heard of that movie.
It's a good one.
So yeah.
But yeah, good movie.
Yeah. Good movie.
And what are your What the heck was I about to say?
My resolutions.
Yes.
Well, I'd really like to lose 3 pounds. And no, I'm kidding.
Okay, what are your recommendations? That's the right word.
My first one is The Lost City. Everyone go watch that movie.
Fair.
It was
Fair.
really good. If you have Paramount Plus, it's on there. I don't have Paramount Plus, but my cousin came over here and she
And she
signed in.
mistakenly left it.
She left it, so I've been watching whatever I want on Paramount Plus.
Good for you.
I watched that. I started watching Star Trek New World.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. I liked Star Trek Discovery, but I forgot where I left
Yeah.
off and I don't want to start over from the beginning.
Oh,
So I
that's
just
fair.
be like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, it was a really good movie. It was really funny. Had a blast.
Good.
Hopefully, I think she said she's taking a break from movies so she can be with
Oh.
her kids or whatever. But I hope
Or
it's
whatever.
I don't remember the reasoning, Kelly. That's what I meant. I don't mean like screw your kids. I just meant like, I don't remember the reasoning. Um,
Okay, I'm giving
but
a hard
yeah,
time.
hopefully it's not that long of a break because I want her to come back and do more romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Because she usually gets it right. So I want her to continue.
True.
My second one is to make sure if you live in California, you vote on June 7th.
Oh, yes.
Yay. I already filled out my ballot. I've left the house twice since I filled out my ballot and have not dropped it off in a Dropbox. I keep forgetting. I need to like glue it to my hand so that I remember to drop it off. This
Yes.
happens to me every time. And then I always end up scrambling on the day it's due, finding a like driving out to look for a Dropbox.
Honestly, same.
But I filled it out, y'all. I filled it out.
Yeah, he's done half of the work.
I've done most of the work.
Most of the work, yes.
I
He's
just
like 90% done. It's just the dropping off of it.
I just need to drop it off.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it for me. What about you?
So I have gotten myself into a Japanese city pop era. This is my summer Japanese city pop era. It comes and goes.
Those are words I know.
And I am going to recommend you some songs. It's hard to pick because they're so freaking good. So I'm just going to give you an album and another song.
Okay.
So the album I'm going to give you is Timely by Henri. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Ooh, Henri. Ooh.
Henri. Spicy.
So French.
Ooh, oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Two really good bangers on there. Remember Summer Days and Windy Summer. Check those out. So good. And my second recommendation is 4 a.m. by Taiko Onuki. She has a full-on choir in this song, and it's chef's kiss. It's beautiful. Check it out. J City Pop is also like so good. If you want to like check out anything else, just look it up on Spotify. I'm sure you'll find a really good playlist somewhere. But yeah, those are my two recommendations.
Okay, thank you. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SY2YI Podcast. I love to post funny TikToks on our Instagram. On Twitter, I'm really gonna need to like get started and might get Elizabeth Gillies to play Poison Ivy campaign.
Yes.
I really need to start kicking that off. So like be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to send us your movie requests or your movie stories at our email, sy2iipodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what movies you want us to, like watch. If you love this movie, tell us more about like the drive from wherever they lived to Florida.
Yeah.
Is Florida a big state?
Yeah. Is it like driving in California where it like takes you 12 hours to leave the state, or?
Yeah. Let us know.
What's up? Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah. Also, don't forget to share us with your friends and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. and continue to wear your mask because COVID cases are going up. If you haven't gotten your boosters, get your shots, all that fun stuff. Yay.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Look out for monkeypox now, I guess, which is frightening.
I don't like it.
Because isn't it like an offset of smallpox, which doesn't even exist anymore? So,
Yeah,
everyone be careful, please.
Y'all just coming up with all this stuff and bringing it back. Let's not.
Let's not lay.
Let's not.
Let's calm down.
Yeah, I know it's trendy right now to like bring back old fashioned and stuff like that. Let's not bring back old illnesses.
No, okay? Let's not do that.
We effectively got rid of some of those too. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, let's
stop.
Let's stop that. Please. Because if I get look, if I get monkeypox before I get COVID, I'm swinging.
Exactly.
I'm swinging on people.
That's my 13th reason.
And it has up to a 10% death rate. I'm swinging on people. Don't play with me.
Right. We literally survived it. We have not been affected.
Yeah.
So, if we get this, bro, I'm out.
I swear, I'm taking as many people out with me as I possibly can. Literally, the government will have to come looking for me. I will literally, because with smallpox or monkeypox, you get these little abscess.
Whoa.
You get these little pockets that are full of the disease, pretty much. And so they'll pop and they'll send out vapors and shit. I will literally walk around popping them everywhere and get everyone sick. I will ruin this planet. Don't play with me.
He's going to commit war crimes by bringing back a chemical warfare.
Yes, I will be the chemical warfare. I'll literally be dragging myself down the streets, popping the little pus on my hands to get everyone sick while I'm literally dying. I will take as many people out as possible. Don't play with me. I will become this will be my Wanda era.
Oh, yeah.
I will kill everyone.
This was me being merciful.
Yeah. If you want me to be merciful, keep your ass inside if you're sick. Don't play with me.
It won't be Wanda that comes for you.
It will be the Scarlet Jordan. It'll be monkeypox Jordan coming for you. Don't play. I won't be as nice as Wanda was. No. I really won't.
We literally have a trip coming up. I will kill all of you.
I will kill every single one of you. Don't play with me like that. But yeah, on the anyway, stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
And don't get sick.
Then don't.
Bye.
Bye.